What's going on, everybody? Doing a Shed Chronicle episode with my good friend Jared. This one is going to be a sweet episode. He has some prized possessions and he's got some sweet stuff. Too. Yes, sir. But I'm going to ask him a few questions just like I've done in the recent videos or previous videos, whatever you want to call it. And we'll just go from there.
Alright guys, so Wes wants me to do a Shed Chronicles and I don't know why. I'm really not that great of a shed hunter, but this is the pile from the last several years. I've worked pretty hard. I haven't been the greatest or most productive shed hunter, but I do my best, so let's get started. So actively going out for sheds, it's been about 4 years, and this was the first really nice deer shed I picked up. The first brown deer shed, actually. And it was just on our Wasatch front here in Salt Lake, and I was really stoked. Laying on top of the snow, deep forks. I mean, he's not a real scory buck, but he's a cool one.
Definitely.
And then, you know, just going on from there, it's just kind of, you know, stoked a passion in me. Picking up one brown deer shed will do that to you. I mean, we've always picked up sheds just hiking around while we're hunting and stuff, but actively pursuing them, it's really only been about 4 years or so.
Definitely have some cool ones though.
Oh yeah. So here's another really cool one. I was actually having a really rough day with this one. Wasn't picking up anything. My brother was picking all of them up, and finally, like right at last light, I picked this one up, and it was hanging in a bush. And it's kind of a cool one. Got a little cheater.
Yeah.
This one is from this year. I was actually with Wes. We were out in Nevada, and what was it, like mid-May?
Yeah.
Mid-May. And this thing is like dark chocolate still.
Yes.
I don't know how it's remained so dark. But
he didn't even fade at all.
At all. I mean, he's kind of tucked under a tree, but it's still crazy.
Yeah, he's still way dark.
And then he's got a sweet main beam. Those deer out there, they have really cool main beams.
Yes,
for
they
whatever
do.
reason.
That gene out there is just all about the main beams.
Oh, yeah. This is probably one of the top 10 bigger deer sheds I picked up. Just a cool one.
Deep forks.
Deep forks. Good size to it. About a mid-170s buck. Couldn't ask for anything more. Especially on public land. Mostly everything I do is on public land, and it's usually in areas that get hit like really freaking hard, like the Wasatch front. So
that's why I stay away from the Wasatch.
I know. That being said, this is one of those sets that I picked up off the Wasatch.
Look at that.
Just a dinky set, but
so gnarly.
Like the weirdest main beam you'll ever see.
Oh, wow.
And what's even cooler, unfortunately this buck died this last year, and I actually found his dead head.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. And he kind of looks different, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the same buck. You can never be certain, but I'm pretty sure it's the same buck.
How'd he die, do you know?
It looked like a mountain lion kill to me. I'm no expert, but
yeah.
I mean, his snout was chewed off, and it's in an area that always has cat tracks, so
Gotcha.
I think it was a mountain lion. And then this one, I traveled all the way to southern Nevada just in hopes of finding all kinds of big elk sheds, and that just wasn't the case. We got skunked most of the trip, and then actually hit up Weston and asked him if he could give me any pointers on where to go, and he sent me to an area, and within the first hour of hiking I picked up this beast. It's like a big old tall, really short on the main beam, but it's just cool character in my eyes.
Oh yeah. You find a lot of stuff with tall G2.
He's like, I think it was like a 17-inch G2, which is pretty tall. I mean, anything above 16 I think is a pretty good G2.
Oh, definitely.
So 17, 18, if you find a 19-inch G2, that's a big deer.
That's the bee's knees right there.
Just another Nevada buck. This one's kind of funky. I don't know what happened to him back here.
Does he have like a fungus?
I don't know. It almost looks like it like got burned off or something. I don't know what could have happened, but
it's interesting.
I don't know. It broke off, and now there's like some discoloration there, and kind of a cool little buck. He's got a cool little cheater there.
Definitely.
This one, I actually picked up this one in the same area as this cheater buck, and then this big forked buck. And I've actually picked up a lot of sheds in there at least that year. I think it's kind of getting to be a real popular area, so probably stop going there. But this thing is just crazy big. Again, another big G2.
Yeah.
Kind of just like a big 2-point.
He almost doesn't fit in the frame. I have to like back up to fit him in
I
the
know,
frame.
he's freaking cool though.
Yeah. Almost just like a Magnum 2.
Yeah, just like a Magnum 2.
Actually.
Speaking of Magnum 2s,
there you go.
There's another Magnum 2.
Hold that one that you just had up.
Yeah.
Dude.
Almost like identical, but in different states. So, I love big 2s, man. They're cool.
There's just something about a big 2.
Oh yeah.
Kind of like what's behind it too.
Yeah.
We'll get to that though.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Yeah, we picked up this one this year in Nevada with Wes. But yeah, that one's really cool. I like mass too.
Yeah.
Love sheds with mass, and like a Magnum 2 that has just mass. And that's a mature deer, and some deer just don't have the genetic potential to be anything more than a big 2-point, you know. Who knows how old that deer is, but he looks mature. So this thing I picked up this year, I actually glassed up some moose paddles in the snow laying next to a bull that just dropped them, and saw on my way over to him, and wha-bam, picked up this thing.
That's a hell of an eye guard too.
Oh dude, yeah, I think it was like 4 inches.
Heck yeah, and then he has some more character
Oh
up
yeah,
here.
some more character. I really like this like
That.
double thing
Yeah.
on his G2.
That's awesome.
It's really cool.
And he's all bladed out, knobs everywhere.
Yeah, just a sweet buck.
Heck yeah.
Again, general season, public land area. This one was in Nevada, just a big 3. And this main beam is super deceiving.
Oh
I
yeah.
think I taped it out at 23 inches. That does not look like a 23-inch main beam.
Like
but,
even his shank is short, but then
I
all of a
know.
sudden just boom, just curls up.
Just the way it curls up. I mean, sometimes those main beams are deceiving with the score, but...
Was that the one that we actually picked up with Sheldon and Colton? Was that out there?
No, that was the
No?
trip before that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I
with
remember...
Tyler and
I was
Matt.
going to say, I remember there was a shed that where like the main beam isn't that long, and then all of a sudden it was like 23, 24 inches. It's like,
Yeah.
what the hell?
Yeah, yep. Oh yeah, I don't remember what shed. It wasn't that shed, but yeah. I remember what you were saying, yeah. This was that trip with Sheldon, but it wasn't this buck. But
Check this out, though.
Look at that base.
Oh my goodness, just globs of goobers down there.
Oh,
So
look about
cool.
that base, about that base. Just a stud, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't think much of him because I just could see this top part, and I was like, he's just a good little 4-point, and then I could see this in the brush. I was like, whoa, that thing's way bigger than I thought.
He'd be decently wide, too.
Yeah,
just
he'd
how
probably
it
be like
sits.
26, 27. Yeah, he's a stud.
That thing
And then the
has
last one
gobs of
out of
mass.
these deer sheds, this thing is just moose mass down here, like freak. That's all you'd want on a buck.
Heck yeah.
That's a sweet one. Good coloration on this side, but real bleached out on the other side.
Typical Nevada.
Yeah, especially when you're shed hunting in January, you know. All right, on to elk sheds in here. So this one I just picked up this year with Wes, and I freaking spotted this thing with my naked eye, like from a mile off at least.
And I still call bullcrap on it.
I swear, it was just glistening in the sun. I mean, I couldn't make out that it was a shed from a mile away, but I mean, it caught my eye, so I busted out the scope and
show the palmation
sure
on
enough.
that 4th and 5th.
Oh, man,
like put your
yeah.
hand up just to give it a reference. That thing is
just
stupid.
Yeah, just stupid mass right there. And he's not a real scory bull because this one really killed him.
Yeah, what is that?
His front killed him.
What
just
is
like
that?
the dinkiest one, and then he's just like this massive bull everywhere else.
He'd be a huge 5 if he
Yeah.
had a first on.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, he's still big.
He's
but
over 300, so I mean, he's a good bull.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, and he's just got character. Just
Yeah.
a little hole right there.
Oh, I didn't even notice he
Yeah.
had this on the back.
Oh yeah, he's got like some blading going on the
That is
back
cool.
end, and I love 5s that like come out with the whale tail instead of like curling up. you know?
Yep.
Yeah, he's a mature bull either way. It's
Nah,
just
he's
a
cool.
one. And this is another really cool one. Just weird back end, kind of wavy and
Yeah.
funky.
That sword is sweet.
Yeah.
Is he
He's-
broken though? On top?
Yeah, he's broken on top there and
Little
just got a
knob.
little knob there, and then just the weirdest second. Again, man, can I
What
pick
is
up a
that?
shed with like all good time length? Nope. They've got to have something weird going on with them all the time. Oh, and there's like kind of like a little
Oh wow,
sticker on his third too.
that is cool.
Yeah, he's kind of a funky bull.
I like how you laid him out all pretty though. That looks
Yeah,
good.
for sure. And we'll do one more. So I picked up this little set. I don't pick up sets that often, so I thought this one was really cool, but it's one of those 5s that we were just talking about that I don't like. But not a giant, but he's like a miniature giant.
Yeah,
he's like,
he is.
For how small he is, he's like just really compact.
Yeah.
And he's just
Well,
got,
look at this part too. Just like
yeah,
that is
just got a
thick right
ton
there.
of mass. It's like, it's almost like he is a mature bull. He just doesn't have the genetics or something. I don't know. Or maybe his age class is young. I don't know. But cool bull either way. He's got a ton of potential.
Heck yeah.
So I was stoked to find him. But
Well,
I think that's
then
it
with
for
the-
this room.
Bull crap. I want to show this though. Look at that wavy front. That thing is gnarly.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Just kind of a dinky bull, but it's got that freaking one that's just
That is awesome.
like, what is that thing? That thing's pretty sweet.
It's very sweet.
Oh yeah.
Very cool. And then he's got a pile of browns. He's got some chalk back over there. All his elk sheds. And then,
Oh yeah, the deadhead. We should show
oh,
this
there you go.
deadhead.
Yes. Oh, this thing is so sick.
So this thing is just crazy funky. Like,
Look at that. Here,
just,
I'll show a straight on shot. What?
so that's
Look at
straight
it. Just
on,
bloop.
and that's from the top view.
That is so gnarly.
Something must have happened during growth, or he's just got weird genetics. I think his growth plates got messed up or something.
He's so gnarly.
But, yeah, he's like offset. Got a trident on that front fork.
So cool.
Just super deep
Yeah, it
forks.
is.
Cool little sticker there. Kind of bladed out. Just an awesome buck. Not a ton of mass, really. Can't tell if he's like an old buck that's regressing or like a young buck with just absolute,
Character.
yeah, just like crazy genetics. Like, I don't know. He's a stud either way.
He's so cool.
I'd take him.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
You'd have to be dumb not to,
Yeah.
or
Yep.
blind.
Oh, I know. So that thing's sweet. And do you want me to move on to my trophies, or
Yeah,
go out
let's-
and talk
let's-
about the sheds out there first?
Let's do your trophies right here inside
Okay.
here.
So this is my first archery buck. Kind of a cool one. It's kind of a tough hunt. First backcountry backpack hunt, as well as, well, I guess it was my second bow hunt. I shouldn't say it was my first, but first backcountry bow hunt. And second year bow hunting. Still kind of working out the kinks in my game. Didn't really know what I was doing, but was able to get it done on like my 4th day of hunting, which was like the last day of our trip. And it was that my brother was actually stalking him a bunch of times and kept bumping him, and then finally we had given up all hope and we were heading back to our backpacks, and right as we were coming around the corner, he was just standing there, and the wind was right, and he didn't know we were there, and we were already at like 40 yards, well within our bow range. So I knocked an arrow and ranged him and shot him, and I didn't account for the wind drift enough, so my arrow carried into his shoulders, but I shoot a really heavy arrow, so it just broke both his shoulders and dumped him. And I've never heard a deer scream, but this deer screamed like it was actually really sad, but it was kind of a crazy experience. I've never heard an animal scream like it almost sounded like a human being. But
that's wild.
Yeah, so he dropped to the ground, and then I went to go put another one in him.
Yeah, what's this, Jared?
That's my broadhead in his antler.
It won't focus, but yeah.
I shot him in the antler inadvertently because on my second shot he kind of ducked my arrow and it went into his antler. So I had to put a third one in him, and that one was effective and
sealed the deal.
Killed him. Yep. So he would have died anyways. It's just if you can get more shots off, I always like to just you got to do the
end the suffering.
Yeah, end the suffering as quickly as possible. So
gotcha.
Yeah, I'm really proud of that one. There's always something about a first. And then I killed this one last year in Montana on the general rifle hunt. Yeah, I was solo for that one. It was a pretty rough pack out being solo, but was able to do it in 2 trips somehow. Deboned him and got him out of there, but it was all downhill luckily, and only about a 2-mile hike, so it wasn't too bad. Actually tore the strap on my backpack doing it. And it was because I was an idiot. I was trying to like swing it around, and it tore, and I learned my lesson. So
definitely.
And then this is my first bull elk that I've ever killed, and it was with my bow on our extended archery hunt here in Utah. And if anyone knows anything about that hunt, it's just a really tough hunt. Like pretty much take what the mountain gives you. So that's what I did. I took a raghorn, even though there was probably about a 320 bull with him in the group, but I just couldn't get a shot at him. So took what the mountain gave me and
meat in the freezer.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
And I'm still proud of it. I mean, it's
definitely
killing an elk on the extended archery is no easy feat. Yeah. So
before you go there, check this out. He has turkey feet. Just chilling. And then a sweet beard.
And then some grouse. Some blue grouse. And then this is my wife's buck. This was her first buck. She didn't really grow up in a family of hunting, so I kind of introduced her to it. And
that's awesome.
This is her first buck, taken with a rifle on the Wasatch. Definitely some bigger bucks that we were after. Probably about like a mid-180s buck, and we're not all about score, but it's always good to see those giants and hope to kill one, but you take what the mountain gives you again, and we did. So took this one right below our camp. We were backpacked in a few miles and killed that guy second day of the hunt or whatever, so pretty happy for her. Cool. And then this one killed in Wyoming on the rifle. Definitely some bigger bucks in that area too, but one of my
cool little kicker coming out.
Yeah, that one was my first buck that I've ever taken with a rifle, so
very cool.
Yeah, that one's really I saw that cheater, and I actually thought he was a 3x4. I didn't know it was a cheater, but I was actually kind of happy when I walked up on him and saw that it was a cheater.
Oh yeah.
Instead of just a regular fork. I thought it was pretty cool, so.
Definitely.
He's a sweet buck though.
All right.
But we'll migrate over into this area.